Oh man, so the layer 1 solutions are really starting to pick up pace now, and they're all breaking out of key patterns. We covered Solana in particular yesterday, and can Solana now flip Cardano to become the third biggest cryptocurrency by market cap? And can it even, dare we say, try to flip Ethereum? Well, we're going to take a look at that. But first, let's head over to the charts because we want to look at Solana. We covered that we were heading out of this lovely continuation pattern breakout. Let's remind ourselves of where we're at. If you didn't watch my video yesterday, we had this upward move and we got rejected by the level at $2.16, which is our all-time high, right? Massive tear up. And we get a natural calling off, guys. Anybody who says we don't is deluded, but obviously we get a nice calling off period. Now, we came into this wedge and it was D-Day. We had to decide which way were we going. And the probability when you're moving upwards is most times you're going to break out to the upside. And we expected to get a breakout to the upside. Now, the perfect timing was that Bitcoin started calling off a little bit, which allowed layer 1 solutions yesterday, including Ethereum and Solana, to break out from their patterns. We got 3 strong daily candles from Solana, really strong daily candles, breaking us cleanly out of this pattern. And my target for this pattern is for Solana to get to $243. Okay, that's my price target from breaking out of this symmetrical triangle. Now, naturally, we're not going to get there super easily, although Solana is making it look really easy right now. We know there was some fundamental catalysts, and I want to tie in my fundamental catalyst with the breakouts as well. We know they raised more funds with Sam Bankman-Fried and a lot of institutional investors such as Coinbase and Sequoia Capital, which really helps us understand that institutional money is really interested. I got asked a question on my live feed yesterday of Cardano versus Sol, and you have to go watch that to find out my answer. But one thing I did say in favor of Sol was that Solana has a lot of institutional backing. Okay, I know from speaking to friends in the industry and in the space in the institutional world that institutions are friendly towards Solana, and this announcement of raising funds from Sequoia, from Coinbase Adventures, and the financial hierarchy, right, that brings really shows that it's an institutional fan favorite. Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be the best coin or the best potential of a coin. As long as it's a solid layer 1 solution, which it is, it's got a lot of total value locked. They're doing great with NFTs. People are using it, and institutions are happy to invest in it on their balance sheets and in VC funds. This is what's going to happen, and that's why I think we're going to really quickly eclipse this 217 mark, hit our 243 mark as well. And I'm going to share with you my longer term target of Solana after we look at Luna. So let's look at Luna. Let's get us up to date on what's going on with Luna. And what we can see with Luna is a very similar pattern. We're up 9% today on Luna. And I've mentioned we've just been on a blast with Luna. Luna's been easy to monitor over this period. Okay, no cup and handle patterns, no waiting for a breakout. This has just moved really nicely, bouncing off of our support here, bouncing again, rejected off our resistance, and rejected off our resistance here. Beautiful pattern, beautiful uptrend, plenty of room on the RSI. There's not even that much volume, just nice steady volume pushing us through. And we can imagine once we get to the top of the wedge here, which is at 57, we're going to expect a bigger breakout from here on Luna. So Luna's doing really nicely here, got a beautiful bounce here at $35, now sitting at $44.75 and trying to break this resistance. Okay, this resistance is coming from here. Okay, so you're getting this resistance from here, which is perfectly normal. So we'll want to tackle the resistance both. So we've hit it, that resistance. We hit it a few times here. So we saw that there. We also saw that same resistance here. Okay, and we saw it. Why is drawing mode not staying on? There we go. So we saw it here, we saw it here, and we saw it here. Okay, so that's really important on Luna. So, okay, let's carry on. What else can we see? So I'm going to share with you let's look at our longer term price target for Luna. So let me take out my fib retracement tool and let's go from swing low, okay, to, let's lock that onto our swing high, there, I think it's called it there. And our longer time price prediction for Luna is sitting at 76.79, okay, on the 1.618 Fibonacci ratio. Okay, so that's what we want to be targeting on Luna. Now, but let's remove that Fibonacci. Let's leave that Fibonacci line there. It's going to get a bit messy, but bear with me. And what we want to do is also look at our measured move from this wedge. Okay, so let's take a look at this measured move from this wedge. If we can break out to the top side of this wedge, we're still quite a way off it, guys, but you know I like to be a bit preemptive. Let's say we get to the top of this wedge and we can break out with even extra volume. Look at that, guys. That is perfect. I did not plan this. That is perfect confluence with our 1.618 Fibonacci level. So for me, that's just given me some great confluence that we can see 76.79 on our Luna. So that's my price target on Luna. Sometimes you can't write this stuff, guys, but obviously it's really important that we balance that with what's going on in the real on-chain metrics, and that's what my channel will bring to you guys. So number 4 in DeFi locked, you can see 10 billion in total value locked. We're not far off Solana, right? And that's where we're going to come onto this market cap talk. I'm not forgotten about this, guys. It's going to be a really in-depth video, so stay tuned here because I'm going to tell you if Solana can flip and if Terra can flip a few positions as well. So Solana's sitting at 12 billion in value locked and Terra's sitting at 10 billion. Now look at the unfairness here. Not unfairness, but look at the arbitrage opportunity. Let's see it as an opportunity. Solana's trading at 4.9 times total value locked. So its market cap, which is currently sitting at about 60 billion, is almost, 5 times this number here. Okay, Terra's market cap is 16, so it's only a 1.6 times, 1.7 times this number here. So look at the undervaluation. If we applied that same 5 times multiple of Solana to Terra, Terra will be at $50 billion market cap, which would put it, let's come to coin market cap, that would put it above XRP and put it in 7th position just behind Solana. Okay, so that would put it just behind Solana. It would give you a market cap of 50 billion, and therefore you could expect, let's do the calculation on price as well. If currently, so if you're assuming market cap, so you're looking at least another three times more, right? So you're currently getting 1.6 times, you're going to go up to 5 times, you're getting another 3 times more on your Terra. So that's why I think it's super undervalued on Terra, and that's why going from where we were from 30s up to 80 is a 2.5x is very possible. And in fact, I'll be revising this upwards as we go along. But let's get to those targets first. Look at the extension on the EMA. Barely, nice bounce off the EMA. We've just got to break all-time highs here at the top of this wedge. Like I pointed out, I've got a bit of resistance there, bit of resistance at the top of this wedge. Head up to the top here. If we can get a clean breakout, we're heading to 76, guys. And I know that's far away, but we always need to have the longer-term picture. If I'm wrong on these patterns, I'll admit that. I don't mind that, but we need to know what are we playing to. Right? Naturally, you can always get a calling off as well, but let's see if we do get a calling off. I mean, at the moment, it's looking good to the upside. Let's have a look at Solana, guys, because I want to do the same thing for you for Solana. I promised you a longer term target. Now, we just covered off at the beginning of this video. Our target for Solana is 243, but let's get our Fibonacci extension out and let's go from swing low. And I want to pop this up to swing high. I think that's caught it there. Yep, there we go. And my target here is 335 on Solana on this Fibonacci extension. Okay, that's your golden ratio, 1.618. And that's where I'd want us to get to here on Solana. Now, please don't get me wrong, guys. That does not mean buy Solana now and if it's going to do that, right? We're not going to the moon like that. That's not how it works. Hopefully you know that. You can see this from the historical pattern. You get corrections. So this could go up to, up to here. We can break through the 216 mark, come collect support back at 216, which is all-time high. Head back up, get rejected, 268, come down, head back up, try break through that, sideways channel for a bit, head up to, do you see what I mean, guys? That's how you build up to these targets, and I can see us getting to 335 on Solana very, very quickly, guys. Now, the other thing I want to mention here is the following. You've got Cardano, I love Cardano, by the way, but we've got Cardano sitting at a market cap. By the way, Cardano is trying to break out. It's not breaking out as successfully of its triangle as others are. You can see it's taking a few more days. Really big wicks on Cardano, like really confused price action, really big, swings up and down intraday, which is struggling to get us out of this triangle. Let's just take a quick look at that for you guys. Zoom in. There you go. You can see that there. It's just, look at that. The wicks are breaking it, but we're just not getting a clean close. You want a clean candle breaking out here in this space. Get this candle out of this wedge, and then we can get bullish back again on Cardano. And once we're there, move out this way, you arrow. Once we're there, then we need to head over to the top of the wedge. first as the target of $2.60 on Cardano. But anyway, what I was saying is Cardano sat at 670 billion, sorry. Solana is sat at 60 billion. Okay, so let's go to CoinMarketCap. Okay, Solana sat here 60 billion, Cardano sat at 70 billion. Let's do the maths. 70 over 60, that's a 16% increase. Okay, now a 16% increase on Solana's current price, $205 times 1.16 will give you 237. Okay, 237. Let's come back to our charts, and what does that tie in with? Let's show you there. I'm going to show you this. 240 is our price target for this wedge. So 237, 240, we've got confluence, right? And that's what I love to do, guys. I take value from fundamentals, I look at my technicals, and I blend them to get confluence, to get this, different narratives telling me the same story. And for Solana, I can really see Solana, and I love ADA, by the way, and I need ADA to start moving because I really do believe in that project. But I can see Solana flipping ADA, honestly. I can see Solana flipping ADA because of total value locked, because of use cases, and because of institutional adoption. So Solana, for me, will flip ADA very soon because ADA's not moving. But when ADA does move, you can see it flip back again. Because what ADA does, Solana seems to be going on its runs now, but what ADA does, if we come back to it, is it takes its time. It really does consolidate, then boom. Really does consolidate, bam. Same again, okay? So I'm really expecting Solana so ADA to consolidate, and then I can just see us exploding past $3 up to $4, even $5 when it decides to. Okay, that could tie in with Gogan, it can tie in with Shelly. We've got a few different catalysts coming for Cardano which can help it do that. But it's a long-term project. Anyone trying to trade Cardano like they're trying to trade Solana, it's different. Solana is far more explosive. Cardano is more of a longer burner, right? It's a slow burner. So that's interesting. Now, the other thing I want to mention is, can Solana flip Ethereum? Now, this is a completely different question, right? And this should get you thinking, because Ethereum is sat at 490 billion. Okay, Solana sat at 60. So that would mean an 8x for Solana, which would take you to a $1,600 Solana. Okay, so if we go back to our Solana chart, and if you look at this chart, let's go back to the weekly, because this is going to get ridiculous. Now, this is your Solana chart, right? Now, if I zoom this out here, so you got the whole thing, and I show you where $1,600 is, this is where you're looking at. Let's see, can we get there's a tool here somewhere to do it for us, guys. I can't find it. Anyway, I'll put it in here as a line, right? So $1,600 here, this here is Ethereum, right? That's where Ethereum currently is, let alone when Ethereum doubles and triples, right? So for Solana's got a long way to go, but it doesn't mean it can't do it. That would be a massive tear up from where we're at now to go and get to this level, right? It's from where we're at, that's an absolutely big run. But there's no reason it can't do it from a fundamental perspective. But let's be sensible. Let's be very sensible, guys. Let's look at the on-chain metrics. Ethereum is sat at $162.5 billion total value locked. Solana is sat at 12 billion. Guys, if this was the Premier League, or if this was your favorite sport, you can't even say these coins are in the same league as Ethereum, right? I love all these coins, and I talk about them a lot. But we have to be realists, right? They're not in the same league right now. They're not in the same league because it's, look at that. It's easy, an 8x of Binance, which is massive. Binance is huge, right? And much more of Solana's multiple. So these guys have a lot to do before we talk about Ethereum. There's 286 protocols on Ethereum. The projects are just immense. I mean, if I click into Ethereum, probably won't do that right now, but if you click onto, okay, fine. If you click onto Ethereum, just MakerDAO has more or about the same total value locked as the whole of the Solana ecosystem. Just Curve has about the same. Even their third position one is nearly the same as whole. In fact, even their wrapped BTC is the same, right? Instadap is sitting at 12 billion, which is more than TERRA has in its whole ecosystem. So let's put this into perspective, guys. Ethereum is huge, but that's why Ethereum's a stable part of your portfolio. You should never ignore it. You should always have a very stable amount in Ethereum, but these ones are going to give you the bigger run-ups. And that's why we'll talk about Lunas, we'll talk about Algorands, we'll talk about Solanas, we'll talk about these projects, Phantom, which can really start running because they're that far undervalued, right? Imagine you could get involved in the Uniswap of these projects, which we've spoken about on Phantom, right? You get involved into Spooky Swap here. So I mean, let's do this now. We're going off topic here, but if you go on Spooky's AnySwap here, sitting at 2.6 billion, right? It's a decentralized exchange. So 2.7 billion was that? I've got a bad memory. Now you imagine that goes to the level of Uniswap sitting at 5 billion. That's a double. It's a 2x straight from there, right? And so you can see that when you see MakerDAO, go find the equivalent project. When you see Aave, go look at Tomb Finance, go look at Scream Finance on Phantom Network and compare. That's already at 14 billion, which is far greater than the whole 5 billion on the whole Phantom Network. So in terms of Solana flipping Ethereum, that's a long way to go, guys. One, because even at Ethereum's current market cap, it's a lot of work for it to do, but it can do it. Because of the institutional backing. But two, I actually think Ethereum's going to double from here, triple from here, and therefore I can see Ethereum crossing the 1 trillion market cap point at some point. So very difficult for that. But they can definitely flip Cardano, in my opinion, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happens even before the end of the year. If we saw another 16% Solana growth versus Cardano, I wouldn't be surprised. But then that's something Cardano can catch up whenever it has its announcements, whenever it has its catalysts. So that's really important. So there you have it, guys. The layer 1 solutions are really heating up right now. Go check out my video on Algorand and Coty. That will give you a good idea. You've got DOT moving as well. I might make a separate video on DOT. How's the link doing as well? Yeah, Chainlink's moving as well. Ethereum, let's take a look at Ethereum. Yep, Ethereum's still in its same pattern. It's broken out of the cup and handle pattern. It's heading strongly. It got a little rejection at all-time highs, which we expect, but still heading nicely to our price target. I might make a video on Bitcoin and Ethereum separately. So there you have it, guys. There's a breakdown on Solana and whether Solana can flip Cardano. You've got TERRA as well. Can TERRA get up to Solana's market cap? Because that's hugely undervalued as well. As always, guys, if you like my blend between technicals and bringing in some fundamentals, which hopefully you're not seeing a lot out there in the crypto community, and hopefully I'm bringing something different here for you guys, then please consider smashing that like button, as always, and subscribing, because it really helps out this channel in our infancy. Don't forget to hit the join button if you want to become a member of this channel and support this channel. You'll get a badge next to your name, so people will know you were here early before this channel had loads of subscribers. That'll be really useful. And also, if you want to join the free public Discord below, click that link below, head over into the community, join us over there. Let's have a chat. I'm in that Discord community as well. I jump in and answer questions. The community does as well, and it's a great way to meet like-minded people. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.